Youth category. Rising stars, fierce competition. It's time for Miss Youth category. Who will claim the crown?
My name is Toela Paris Kamanga. I'm 27 years old and I was born and raised in Chingola. I'm a commercial model and a beauty model. I'm also an actress, a hostess, a Pilates instructor, and a mental health advocate. So how can somebody who fears becoming a mother and a wife balance professional work with family? Actually, I also used to be one of them before I even ever thought of being married because I've always had a passion to model. So I thought that, I wouldn't really settle down. But we have role models. My cousin showed me Brandina. She's like, oh, this girl is actually a model and she's married. And she inspired me to say, actually, maybe this can be possible. And I think it's also important to look at the partner that you're choosing before being committed to, starting a family, which is like a very big commitment. You need to look at the kind of partner you're joining yourself to. You have to have the same vision. They have to understand your purpose. I participated, my first pageant was Miss Tourism. That was in 2020. And I also did Miss Universe 24 and Miss Universe 25, where I was representing Chingola. And there were so many pageants. I was seeing so many pageants this year, so many castings. But when I saw this, I am somebody who, I love to follow my heart. I don't just make decisions because this is something that everybody wants to go to. I saw myself as somebody who can represent the youth because I am one as well. And I would say I followed my heart. I felt that this is the right pageant for me. This is the right platform for me. Oh, yes, I mentioned earlier that I'm a hostess. So, yes, I serve the female pastors. And I also do some MC sometimes when there's like women programs.
So my name is Chaweni and I am from Eastern Province. I am 21 years old, participating in Miss Youth. So about me, I am from a family of 3 with a single mother and who has always been there for me and telling me to work hard in life and always focus. The reason why I am here is because I believe Miss Youth International is a platform that empowers youth. So I am here so that I can learn, I can be empowered, so that I can also empower other youths out there. I believe with this platform, I can reach to greater standards and reach out to a greater audience so that at least I can communicate with other youths out there. I've been to South Luangwa once in 2017. It was a good sight. It was a good sight and it's still memorable. I can't forget about it. The animals were amazing. The people there were amazing. I enjoyed that part. Yes. Okay. My opinion on mob justice is that I feel like people should not rush into putting their own judgment on someone. Like someone has committed a crime and they go there, beat the person up to death. I feel like those people who do that should also be put to justice because everyone deserves a fair judgment. So people should not be rushing into judging others because we all go somewhere wrong at times. So you may find that the person is wrong today, but tomorrow it might be you. So instead of rushing into judging that person, we can at least follow the right procedures, take that person to police so that we let law do their work.
My name is Ivy Namfkwe. I'm 20 years old. Originally, I'm from Bala, but I'm based in Lusaka here for my studies, where I'm pursuing Bachelor of Laws at Supershine University. Okay, the reason why I've chosen to take part in this particular pageant, I believe Miss and Miss Youth International Pageant is a pageant that promotes the power of youth to create change. Right now, I run a certain business, a small one. I sell perfumes. All right, so about my childhood, I have been through a lot of difficulties and challenges. Yeah, so I've learned a lot from that, and that's what encouraged me to come at this particular pageant. Yes, because where I come from, we have a lot of challenges. Yes, because I was brought up by my mom. My parents divorced in 2018, just when I was young. Yeah, so that has been difficult for me, because being raised by a single mom is not a good thing. My opinion, cyber law, I think it's a very good law that has been enacted, because it is protecting a lot of people from being bullied. Yes. If I was given that opportunity, I would use it wisely. Like, I would do the things that I didn't do. Like, I would go to school and also make my mom proud. I would go for B-Flow because B-Flow has passion for youth, and it stands as a voice for the youth who feel unheard.
My name is Mwila Mapalo Chanda. I'm 23 years old and I'm a student at the University of Zambia. Why I am here? I'm here to make an impact on our youth. So one thing about me is I grew up from a place called Denalton. It's in South Africa, in Mpumalanga. So what I've seen from home is what I've come to experience when I came to Zambia is people from less advantaged neighborhoods, we tend to want to have a place to escape. So most people escape to drugs, others do a lot of things. So I'm here to have an impact on youth, give them a place to escape. Things I want to bring change to. So I'll make most reference to Chifunda because that's where I stay close to, right? In Chifunda, we have a problem where I've seen like there are some sporting activities, but they're just a few. So I believe if we could come up with maybe a tournament that would give youth something to look up to. Someone wouldn't look to have an escape from drugs or whatever. They have something to look up to. They wouldn't have an idle mind, because we know that an idle mind is a devil's workshop. Both my parents actually are very much in support of what I'm doing. They've been very, very supportive, honestly. So my father is also right now in Zambia. So he just flew me back in yesterday. So I just landed yesterday at 23. So they've been very supportive. So given a chance to speak to someone that's in the government, I think most likely it would be someone that's in the youth ministry and sports. I would try to have a talk with them and try to persuade them to allocate more funds. So one thing, I'm not one person that, I don't condone xenophobia. But one thing I've seen is there's a lot of propaganda in the media about xenophobia. Right? So the last real xenophobic attack that we had in South Africa was somewhere in 2014. That's when we had the last xenophobic attack. I was somewhere in grade 6 then. But from then, a very sad thing, but there's also a lot of propaganda around xenophobia. Right now you go to South Africa, there is hardly ever anything that you find that, no, this foreigner has done this, and then they kill you for just being foreigners.
I'm Elizabeth Mukosha, by the way, coming from the Copper Belt, specifically Kitwe. One thing about myself, a friendly person that's able to associate, that's able to cope with the environment that I find. And people around me are also able to cope with me. Reason to that is because of the energy that I portray. The things that I would love to change about Kitwe is the people's mentality that they have about modeling. Most of the people from Kitwe think modeling involves prostitution and all that. So I would love to change the mentality that they have. Or I'm advocating for mental health. Reason why is because, let me use the same platform, this platform, the youth, the Mr. and Miss Youth. We're having higher rates of suicides us youths. So I'm advocating. I want the youths to know that it's okay to not be okay, and seeking help is not weakness. Anything that I don't like about myself? Not really, nothing. I like everything about myself. The people in support with everything that I'm doing right now are my sisters. I know I'm not completely fine, but I have to act fine. No. And as for me as well, it's actually a death scenario whereby I lost my mom when I was just a grade 8. So that incident whereby that love, then it just breaks and cuts. Do I think Copper Belt is more beautiful than Lusaka in terms of infrastructure? Honestly, no. I'd go with a no. I think Copper Belt is not well developed than Lusaka because there, as I said earlier, there are minerals. They would mine those minerals, but after mining them, instead of them using the same minerals to build more things there back in Copper Belt, but they would get those minerals and bring them here to Lusaka to mine, to make more things here in Lusaka.
All right, thank you. My name is Sibeso Amkena. I'm 20 years old. I'm coming from Western Province, Mongo District, and I'm participating in the Miss Youth International Zambia. Okay, if I was to meet any minister among the ministries that we have in Zambia, it would be the Minister of Education. The reason being is that I'm an advocate for children's rights in education. The word I have for him is to ensure that all the children are educated, to ensure that we educate as many children as we can in Zambia. Because when we invest in children, we build a bigger nation, we build a stronger nation for ourselves, and we also create better citizens. All right, what prompted me to participate in this pageant amongst all the pageants that we have in Zambia is because it's Miss Youth International, which means this is a pageant for the youths, for the young people. And I have come here to represent those youths, those who can't make it to this pageant, those who need a voice that needs to be spoken for them, those who are going through issues. So coming to this pageant is a way for me, it's a platform for me to, stand up for other youths who are unable to be here, like myself, who's here. All right, so what is supporting me financially is I have a part-time job, so I work on weekends. And I also have my cousin, she's also a model, and she'll also be supporting me in this journey. What do I love about Zambia? So what I love about Zambia is the unity that we share as a country. Zambia is home to about 72 tribes, if I'm not mistaken, and we live in harmony amongst ourselves. That is the most thing that I love about Zambia, the unity that we have.
My name is Mary Loveness Namchenje. My age, I am 20 years old. I'm coming from Kanyama, the district I'm representing Lusaka district. If I was given a chance to be a minister, and which minister I would choose to be the Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts. Why would I choose Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts? Because in as much as the Minister of Youth and Arts are doing their best in trying to put all the youths, like where I come from, most of the young people feel left out. I come from Kanyama, which I mentioned earlier. Most of the young people feel left out. There are so many empowering projects like the CDF, but most of the young people do not have access to that. And as a Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, I would try by all means to include them through participation and other recreational activities, because most young people are involved into drug abuse. But when you ask them why are they involving themselves in those activities, it's because they feel left out and there's no other things to do. So that's what I would do if I was given that opportunity to be Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts. How do I help people who are disabled? First of all, I embrace them. I embrace them being different from who I am. But I also believe that through their difference, they are unique and they can do anything for as long as they believe. It's all about having the right mindset and the power to believe in oneself.
My name is Faith Mwale. I'm an engineering student and I'm 21 years old. Yes, and I'm a makeup artist. I'm a content creator, and I'm also a girl that advocates for girls in STEM education. Yeah. What inspired me to come to Miss and Mr. Youth is because I saw this as an opportunity for me to bring out my voice and for my purpose, for what I really want to advocate for. I saw this would be an advantage for me because if I get to be part of this, it will really help in my advocacy to build my confidence and also help me in empowering the girls in STEM education. The minister and the ministry. I would meet Felix Mutati, the Minister of Information and it's the Minister of Information, yes. Yeah, I would meet him because I once remember attending a conference and he was part of it, which empowers women in STEM. So I'd love to meet him and tell him about and let him help me in my advocacy. Whether I win or I don't win, okay. So this is my first time actually participating in this. So before everything, I participate in outreaches where I get to reach out to kids in schools. Yes, I'm also part of organizations like the She Code Africa, which is empowering girls in STEM. And yeah, basically that. So if I was to win, it would even be an advantage for me because I would actually start my own organization where I get to reach out to girls in STEM, to girls, young girls, and tell them to say, it's important for you to be part of STEM because the world needs beautiful people with brains. You get, yeah. Okay. What really inspired me? So, ever since I was a child, I've always wanted to do engineering, specifically mechanical engineering. So when I went at UNZA, I came across people who are like interested in that space for coding, STEM education, basically.
My name is Abigail Lungu, a 20-year-old student, entrepreneur, and I am a young woman who's representing every young woman who feels lost, who feels like they have to have it all figured out while they're a youth. I am here representing them. I am here to be a beacon of hope for them, to let them know that just because you don't have it all figured out just yet doesn't mean that you're not going anywhere, and it's okay not to have it all figured out just yet, and you do not need to have it all figured out for you to start. All you need to do is just start. That's who I'm representing today. I own two businesses, a crochet business and a candy business. So I really want to equip myself with a lot of skills because in the future, I want to be a really successful businesswoman holding my degree. So entrepreneurship to me is a really strong asset for me, and it teaches me leadership. It teaches me how to be hardworking. The first mistake that I made was coming here unprepared, not knowing who I am. Auditions really made me think very hard about that. So I really appreciated that. The second mistake, that one wasn't on me. It was just the eighth. I had the shoe malfunction, and outside I was looking for someone to lend me shoes. I don't know how I could avoid that. Next time I should carry 2 pairs of shoes, I guess. To go underground. But but I didn't, so I think I handled it okay. Smile and walk away and get my second pair of shoes. I don't know.
So my name is Zipporah Kapembe, a young Zambian youth below the age of 35. And my advocacy is mental health, girl child education, as well as period poverty. Why I would choose Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts is because I love sport. I'm a sports person myself. I play basketball. And basketball has taught me to be disciplined, social, as well as principled. Well, the things that I would change is the stigma behind women and sports. Most of the times, women lack back because of marriages when they reach a certain age. So I would advocate more about women continuing with sports, even if they go into marriages. So to me, this project means doesn't only mean getting the crown, but being the voice for the young Zambian youth like myself, especially for the girls. It's more than a crown to me, it's a calling to serve. What I love about myself is I'm strong, resilient, and passionate about what I do through action. To make more friends, to learn, and to be more social. Right now, I don't have any support, but looking forward to people who would help me walk through this pageant. It depends on the amount because I have my parents would help me to some certain extent.
Okay. My name is Mangiso Kelly Chipako. I'm 20 years old. I'm representing Lusaka and I'm participating in the Miss Youth. Okay, so this is actually in line with my advocacy, and the one point of my I'd say advice I'd give is to be more inclusive and to continue to encourage our youths, because I feel like we are in a space where, in as much as we might have so much to say, most of us don't have the right platforms to express ourselves. And when it comes to platforms, it's also issues like resources that come into play. So I think in as much as we want to push for certain projects, we need to first ensure that everyone is included in this and that we can all have the right resources. What inclusivity means to me as an individual. Inclusivity means fairness. Being in a space where, in as much as we all want to voice out, we should look for the people that are often overlooked. That no matter how much we might want to solve certain problems, if others are left out of our solutions, that's already a problem that's left half solved. So inclusivity to me means being fair enough to give everyone a seat at the table before anything else. Yeah, I think it's just a consistency and also maybe just basic understanding of what advocacy is, what humanitarian work is, what projects are. We need to be able to distinguish so that we can set our goals. Do I have sponsors? So I'm blessed enough to have a family that has been supporting me throughout my journey. So before I even auditioned, I told them about it to first hear what they have to say, because at the end of the day, they're the people I'm running to. I don't stand on my own, so I rely on my family before anything. So they are my sponsors, and if God blesses me, we go on and maybe promote and propose to other people. The difference I thought this pageant would carry is just the youth impact and the youth empowerment that it carries. For me, the one thing that drew me closer to pageantry was finally realizing that this could be a space where I can also voice out.
So, my name is Mayongwe Judith Tambatamba. I'm coming from Rockview, 10 miles. That's where I'm coming from. And I'm 24 years old. Okay, so the one thing that made me audition for Mr. and Mrs. Youth International, because I feel like this is the platform that can help me build my confidence and believe in myself. No, I don't have anything that makes me insecure about myself. Okay, so I would want to bring more organizations that involve girls or women, because I believe a lot of girls out there are wasting, instead of doing productive things, they're just involving themselves in doing things that are not helping them or building their lives or Yes, so I believe beauty is not only on the outside or how you look like. Beauty is about how you behave, how you carry yourself, how you are able to motivate someone out there. Yeah, how you can be able to help or influence in a positive way. I don't have sponsors. I'm helping myself. Okay, so I would say this is my second pageant. I participated at my school for Mr. and Mrs. Rockview. So with that one, I just made plans. When they send me money, I make plans for myself and I sponsor myself through that. So that's how I'm going to sponsor myself, even with this one. Yes, my mom is in support she's supporting me through this journey. Unfortunately, she just can't afford to sponsor me.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the diary section for 2026 Miss Youth and Mr. International Zambia. It was beautiful. We got to know the in-depth information about all the contestants. Wow, what beautiful stories they carry behind them. Thank you so much for sticking around, and thank you so much for watching this beautiful, beautiful episode. I hope you do stick around because the next one will be coming back soon. My name is Namvela Kamvumba, the Queen Navage. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.